Lexi. Hi, girl. Hello, Lexi. Okay, so these are my guys. These are, well, the other guys. That's Eeyore. There's Lexi, and Snowy's over there. But anyway, there's Jarvis. That's who I was actually wanting to talk about. So, this is day 2. We had a big snowstorm on Friday. I say a big snowstorm, but this is North Carolina, so anything over an inch is a big snowstorm. We got about 6 inches of snow. And this is my first time being away from the barn and having these two guys here in the snow with really super cold temperatures. I bought them in February, so I didn't have December, January to figure out, how they lived and so forth. Come on, Jarvis, come over here, buddy. So I was learning, and I talked to a lot of people about, what to do with the plummeting temperatures, and it was snowing and they were wet. Should I blanket them? Should I not blanket them? I chose not to blanket them simply because I don't like blankets to begin with. I don't like what it does to their metabolism, or not their metabolism. Well, yeah, maybe it's a little bit of that's, affected, but their heat. Horses can heat and cool themselves very efficiently, and their core temperature actually lowers when it gets really super cold out, so they don't get so chilly. It's just like when they're wet, or when they're skinny, or they don't have a coat to keep them warm and fluff up and so forth. They do trap an awful lot of air in that coat. And oh, there's Jack. So I chose to make sure that they were as dry as possible. They have their run-in over there, so there's hay in there. If they chose, they could go in and dry off and get hay. The sun goes right in there in the morning, so it stays pretty sunny and warm in there. And then, of course, I bought a water heater, a de-icer, so their water is not frozen at all. It's actually not a bad temperature, to tell you the truth, considering it's like, I think it's like 29, 30 degrees right now. So it works really, really good. The other bucket is frozen. And Jack was trying to drink out of it, so I think I'm going to have to invest in another one and another extension cord. So, but anyway, I chose not to blanket them. They did just fine. I went out a couple times last night to just double check on them. Here, you guys can walk with me. I got to go get Jack's ball. And they were fine. I took a comb out and would kind of fluff up Jarvis's coat, because Jack was dry, but Jarvis kind of, I don't know what it is with him. He gets super, super hot in the summertime, and he gets sweaty in winter. Oh my gosh, look at his giant snowman. Type thing, big old ball. I get all these little imprints of their feet out here because it gets all stuck up in their hooves, and then it just comes out as they're running and they're walking around. I mean, look at that. That one's huge. That's what was on Jarvis's foot as he was walking through the snow. The other day I pulled one off. That's actually a really good one. Look how deep his frog is. That is really, really good. I think that's a front foot, because his back feet are a little bit different. Well, maybe that could be a back foot. I don't know. But Jack's got some out here too, obviously. Let's go back to the ball. And they're kind of funny. They're all out here. They look like little ice balls. Because they collect on their feet. And they've been digging. See, like these little holes here were from when Jarvis was walking, and the snow would collect on them and they'd fall off. So he's got little imprints. Oh, I thought it was near the fence, but it's not. Okay. We had to come out here the other day because a tree had fallen over and hit the fence. And that was not fun. So, but we were fixing the fence. I got a real funny story for you. We were fixing actually right here. As you can see, there's lots of hoof marks. So my husband and I were here, and we were fixing this part. I'm not going to touch it because it's live. But you can see the marks from the tools and stuff like that. So what he would do is he was grabbing this side and pulling them together. So I could take my tool and, tighten the bolts that are on the other side of that. So my husband is on this side, and he's got one side here, and I'm over here on this side, and I'm doing my thing. And both of us have hoods and hats, so our peripheral vision is completely demolished. And all of a sudden, in comes a giant nose right here. It was Jack trying to figure out what we were doing. It was so funny. So you get all Jack feet all around here because he's just curious. He was like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Are you guys walking around? What are you doing in my pasture?" So, wow, that's a good Jarvis foot. Check this one out. This is a good one. Let's see. That's the back. There we go. That's a pretty good one. Not bad. Nice big deep frog. His bars are a little high on the side because the farrier hasn't come out. We moved like the day before the farrier was going to show up at the barn, and we only had a little bit of time. Well, we could have probably stayed, 2 or 3 extra days, but I don't want to impose on anybody, and I don't want to owe anybody money, so we moved him here, and then my farrier said that he was just out this way with a different client, so we were going to have to wait another 6 weeks. So they haven't had their feet done in almost, I think it's like 9 weeks now, because he won't be back out here until just before Christmas. So I've got to create a tie point and take my radius rasp. I think that's in a good spot. Take my radius rasp and take care of some of Jarvis's flares. He's got a flare that's starting to show up on the outside of one of his feet. And I'll take care of that. Especially right now where his feet are always soft because it's wet. And that'll really take care of that pretty quickly. And at least it's something. Oh, here's a Jack. Here's Jack's foot. That's a really good one. See, his frog's kind of funny shaped, but I think he's shedding it. Here's another one. This is a better one. I think this is a front foot. So you can see his frog is really super deep. I mean, I can stick my whole finger in there. That's a back foot. It's a little long. I don't know if it's just the snow, but I think it's a little long. It needs to come back a little bit. His back feet are hitting his front feet. I think that's his back foot because this is much more rounder and this is more oval. So when he walks, his back foot is kicking his front foot and you can hear it click. So his back toes need to be addressed. And where are they? Did they stay over in the run-in? Probably. Silly boys. So anyway, this is their pasture. Everything looks good. No deer ran through it last night. And the snow's starting to melt and the sun's out. It's absolutely gorgeous today. So I think there's no outdoor chores really that needs to be done except to... Hi, Jarvis. Make sure... Oh, Jack's he's in the run-in. He's snoozing. He's going to snooze. Yeah, he's like, let me see. There he is. Of course, now I'm out here, so they're going to come over here and see what's going on. See, what am I doing? Come on, come over and say hi. They just ate their breakfast, so they get big, full tummies. Hi guys, good mornings. Look at that, heads down. Well, nice and gentle, respectful, good boy. Good job. Put your head down. Head. No, don't eat my phone. Good boy, good head. Hi Jarvis, don't bite him. I know, look, see, there's the ears back. And he usually bites him in the butt. Which is why Jack... I know, you usually get bit in the butt. You didn't this time. Because you moved. You got smart. You moved your feet away. Didn't you? Don't you bite me. Oh, hi Jarvis.